Welcome to the NerdNest podcast. I'm Sarah Montgomery, your very, very sick social media manager, so I apologize if I sound clogged up, because I am. So. Nothing we can do about it, but we're here, because we like being here. And with me this week, I have...
Ayana.
And Ben.
You know them, hopefully, by now. But you guys have not been on a podcast together before.
True.
The reason we're on this podcast, aside from the fact that no one else could be here, is that you guys have been playing Arkham Knight.
Oh, yeah.
And now, to preface this conversation that we're about to have, as usual, spoilers for Arkham Knight, and maybe some Batman-related things in general.
Comic spoilers too.
Yeah, but those comics have been out for a while, so.
The oldest one was rated.
Jason Todd is the Red Hood, like, oh god, yeah.
What? Wait.
I know.
Oh, God, no.
So yeah, but we're going to kick this off. Ben, you are the, I would say, most video game person here.
Yeah.
Ayana, you're definitely...
Yeah, because, like, I play video games, but I don't think I'm on the level of video game trash as
no lifelessness, some would say.
No, I don't mean that it's like...
Oh no, I take that as a compliment.
Okay.
But
As you should.
it's totally like a no life.
So, but okay, but like, let's talk about Batman Arkham Knight. From a gameplay perspective, was it good? Did you like it in comparison to the other games?
I liked it because it kept a lot of aspects from the old games, like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. I haven't played Origins, so I can't wait.
From everything I hear, you really don't need to. I think the reason they released that game was because there was such a gap between Arkham City and Arkham Knight that
we need to fill this.
Yeah, it was too long of a gap, and they didn't want people to forget about the franchise, so they released Origins. It's kind of like, hey, don't forget.
Yeah,
But it's really like supposed to be a trilogy.
Yeah. But maybe one day I'll play it.
But from everything I've heard, I really like the way Rocksteady, the studio, the production company that makes the Arkham games, does things. Because they kind of just put everything they have into a video game, and they don't hold it back. And then the next one comes, and they come up with new things. As opposed to coming up with things and going, all right, let's save that for story 3.
Yeah, Roxy, it's funny, one of my friends was actually talking about this, how it doesn't have like Bungie syndrome. Like right now Bungie's doing a lot of things where like you're like, Destiny's so good, it's so great, it's so much fun. But like you can tell like some things were definitely thought about like way earlier. And like they're just now being implemented. But like we all like when Arkham Knight first came out, and Jerome was actually watching the podcast, or he was watching like a Let's Play. We were talking about how Rocksteady is like definitely getting all their stuff right. Like they put all of that effort. Like you don't hear about Rocksteady at all, and then like, ooh, new Arkham game, and then like, okay, go.
And I was watching some interviews before Arkham Knight came out, and it was I think it might have been, well, I watched one with Grant Morrison, and I watched another one with one of the, I think he was the social media manager actually for Rocksteady, and he was talking about Arkham Knight, and they were talking about how it got the M rating, since the other Batman games had a teen rating.
Yeah.
And they were surprised that they got an M rating, but they decided, and I think rightfully so, that they should just not cut out any of the content and keep their vision intact, even if it means a higher rating.
Yeah, because a lot of things in that game were like, I feel like if they tried to hold back any, it wouldn't like give it justice.
Because that's Batman for you.
Justice is Batman.
Justice is Batman, but I was thinking of it more from the perspective of, if you're going to be telling those kinds of stories, like if you're going to be talking about the things that Joker did to Jason Todd and the things that happened to Barbara Gordon, like the references that are made in that, it's like you really can't tiptoe around, like, yes, absolutely, Barbara Gordon was shot in the spine. There's really no way around that. Like, that's what happened.
We'll just throw a little bit of confetti, like it's teen, it's fine.
Because she was punched really hard in the back.
And now it's broken.
Yeah.
But Ayana and I really are the comic book people here. So Ayana, the reason we totally planned it this way, now that I'm thinking about it, is this kind of setup. Think of us as a spectrum. So on this end, we've got Ben, who's the video game side, and on this end, you've got the comic book. So Ayana is a nice middle point. Because I haven't played the game. I've watched a lot of Let's Plays, watched basically the movie version of the game, because I don't have time to review. I'm going to, I really want to.
No, I'm saying that game should be called the movie.
That is a movie. It's so good.
Just the cutscenes, like, I remember Daniel, who was on other podcasts, but he was telling me, like, yeah, like, Ayana, the cutscenes are crazy, you're gonna lose your mind. And I was like, Is that like a little bit of an overstatement? And I was like,
No.
holy, that was just like crazy, man.
Yes, I mean, and the ones that I watched, I was just rewatching them as Ben came in. I watched the one where it was Scarecrow unmasking the Batman to show that he was Bruce Wayne, and I really love, and that's true throughout the comics too, where the villains have really, they try, it's mostly the Joker that does this, where they try to prove, like, Batman is breakable.
Yeah.
And that's what they always try to show, like, they're like, he's not super, he can't protect Gotham, he's just a symbol of fear, and if we can show the criminals of the city that the symbol of fear is just a human, then the fear goes away.
Yeah.
He's not this creature of myth and legend. He is a man that can be killed and can bleed like everyone else.
And I like that the whole premise of the game was Scarecrow's like, yeah, so I had this thing called the fear toxin. And we're like, yeah. But I'm gonna release it into Gotham, and then soon I hope to like bring it worldwide. And then, but I feel like his whole mission was really to be like, hey Batman, I didn't really do this to like get like everyone's like prove that everyone has fear and can bend to like fear. I did it to prove that you are like everyone else and you are afraid of something. Because in previous games, mostly Arkham Asylum, kind of in Arkham City, but Scarecrow wasn't like a really big enemy in those games, but he had a really heavy presence. Like in Arkham Asylum, there were many different cutscenes and missions that you had to go on, and it was pretty much Scarecrow like, hey Batman, I'm going to tear you apart mentally. People have tried to tear you apart physically, and no one seems to do it. Like, people have broken your back multiple times, and somehow you still get to like stand up and be like a hero. But I want to break you. I feel like him having such a minor presence in the other games really like laid the foundation for him to like be in this like grand game that really like kind of proved the point.
And you're really speaking to that mentality of the villains in Batman.
Yeah.
It's mostly Scarecrow and Joker that do that, where they say, I'm going to break you. And in the comic books, that's mostly what the Killing Joke is about. It's about Batman trying to prove that people like Jim Gordon, who's been basically the only uncorruptible police officer in Gotham, and that someone as incredible and hope-inspiring as Batman can be broken and can be driven insane. And so the cutscenes I watched where you see Batman fighting internally with the Joker, absolutely impressive, because it's such an interesting dynamic when they parallel the Batman to Joker, because in all like rational thought, if you were like, okay, what would be the enemy of like a guy that dresses up as a giant bat and runs around at night? I don't think a single person would tell you it would be a crazy clown.
Yeah.
Not a single person would think that makes any sense. But the character dynamic of the Batman and Joker is absolutely perfect, and then Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy as Batman and Joker in this video game, they do such an awesome job of it, as they've always done. And they continue to have that dynamic together where it's like they're completely different, but essentially the same.
Yeah, because I remember one of the scenes, it was, it wasn't like really about like the Joker like making a parallel with Batman. It was more like the whole thing where he's trying to break him, and since in the game, the Batman has been infected with Joker's blood, so pretty much he is becoming the Joker slowly and surely over time, and Batman's fighting it. Like he's doing his best to like keep it at bay. And there was a scene when they went back to the movie studios, and it was when I can't remember which one was it. Was it when Jim Gordon, when they went there and they got Tim Drake, or was it?
Wait, okay, which one are you talking about? Yeah.
Like, it was the whole Jason Todd cutscenes where Joker was like, hey, so, Batman, I think it would be really important right now to tell you,
oh, by the way.
or, like, how I, like, went about, like, killing, like,
it was,
like, your Robin.
It was right before Batman, like, it was, like, that weird transition where, like, Batman just randomly switched Tim Drake into the...
Like,
off-screen, basically.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, Batman's in the cage, and now Tim Drake's in the... And we're... Okay, I guess we're just, like, walking out.
But, it was in that scene, and then, the Joker's like, yeah, so... I know, like, you're going through some things right now. I know, Barbara Gordon's dead. Boo-hoo, like, whatever. But that's actually how he was behaving. He was like, yeah, so, Batman, I need to tell you, like, how I, like, in full detail what I did to, Jason Todd. And it's like, it's not because, like, I hate you is because I feel like you should know, and because I feel like you could relate to it, and you know, like Bart Gordon, you just lost her, maybe want to go down a trip through memory lane.
That's exactly what
and then it was when before this, when Tim Drake and Batman were working together to help like recapture the Joker, the people who were infected with Joker's blood. And it was like the first cutscene when Joker was like torturing Jason Todd and dragged him away, and Tim Drake came up behind Batman. He was like, "Hey, Batman, like, are you okay?" And he was like, "I'm fine, Jason. I met Tim," and then Tim Drake was like, "Wow, you haven't done that in a while." I was like, "Oh my god, holy crap, this is disgusting."
And I watched the cutscene where Batman confronts the Arkham Knight, and it's revealed to be Jason Todd. And when he's talking to him, he keeps calling him Jason, Robin. He calls him Robin so many times. He's like, "Don't call me that. I'm not Robin. I'm not that anymore. You left me there." And it's just like the character dynamic between Jason Todd and Batman is always so painful to watch happen. Because Batman always refers to Jason Todd as like, Jason Todd is, to record, my greatest failure. And he was in part responsible for the creation of the Joker and so many other horrible things that have happened. He's like, I let Jason down. That's my fault entirely. And I can never, ever, ever make it up to him. Because...
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Even after he finds out he's not dead. In the comics when he finds out he's Red Hood, and in the games when he finds out he's the Arkham Knight, the only thing he can think is, this is my fault. And Jason's there saying, this is all your fault. And I totally agree. I completely agree. It's my fault, but I can help you. I can fix you. I'm not broken. It's like,
oh yeah,
so bad.
Oh my god.
Right in the heart.
Oh man.
And that's really what makes whatever medium, I think, movies, TV shows, video games, comic books, the best kind of Batman story has to have a really good balance of like awesome Batman badassery, where you're just like running around doing awesome Batman things, and like great deductions that just impress you and make you go, wow, Batman is so cool.
Yes.
But also just, you have to be able to feel for Bruce Wayne and connect to Batman on that level where you realize, like, you look at him and you're like, I know you just figured out who the bad guy was because you made all these these deductions that no one else could possibly connect together, but I feel so bad for you. Like, you're like a child. You're so broken. I feel like I need to help you.
Bruce, let me take care of you.
And then, sorry, but
Okay,
You're
dying.
sick. Come on.
I'm not saying I'm sick. I'm just thirst.
No one feels bad for you.
Okay, you don't have to feel bad. I don't need your pity. But I was going to say that the cutscene when it switched to the Joker's perspective.
Okay. That is one of my favorite.
Yeah, and you were playing as the Joker.
Like, I love the first of all, like, the scale is like one of the best things about this game, I feel, and towards the end you get just like hysteria, and you're like, did Batman lose?
I know,
and
right?
You're like, did Batman lose?
So
And then
worried.
Joker's like going through a rampage, and like, Batman lost. And then like you kill Two-Face, you kill Cobblepot,
And then
you
it
kill.
turns to Jim Gordon, right? Like it switches
Yeah,
from
Two-Face
like,
turns
turns
into
into
Jim
Jim
Gordon.
Gordon. And I was like,
It's like, is this Batman?
Yeah,
You're like,
he's
oh my
so
God.
crazy, and he thinks these people are like the villains, and he's just, oh my god.
And then Alfred comes on the thing. My favorite part of that whole scene was when Joker's like walking around, and he's like, I don't know, it's not really a graveyard, but he's in like this kind of gated area.
Oh my
and
gosh,
he's
the
walking,
grave scene.
and all of the Batman
Yeah, it's
statues
the-
keep popping up, and every time you turn around, you turn back, and there's more
No,
Batman
yeah,
statues.
and it got so intense, and then finally, like, you hit one, and then it broke open, and Batman.
And he's just like, I got
and
you.
then he said it. He said the lines like, I am
vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman, and he kicks him in the thing.
Oh my gosh,
When- and
I actually got shivers from that scene.
When Joker's being dragged away, and you hear him say, Bruce, I need you, you're like, oh, wow! And again, that's such an interesting comparison between those two, because Batman is this ultimate symbol of good, and he's the spark of light in this horrible, horrible city with all these crazy villains, and then the Joker is the leading cause of all this destruction and chaos. Yet the Joker never wants to kill Batman, and Batman can never kill the Joker. They're purely yin and yang to each other. They have to have each other. And when Joker dies, that's why when Joker died in Arkham City, everyone's like, I wonder how he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's like,
And then the scene one, it's like, oh, he's cremated. And I'm like,
he's not coming back, but he did, kinda. He pretty much came back.
but that was such a great way of making him come back without the classic comic book, like,
And
Maybe it was
to have him,
Jason Todd.
and having him come back that way really helps illustrate how Batman and Joker are connected.
Yeah.
Like, on a truly mental level, where it's like, Batman he has part of the Joker inside of him. And that scares the crap out of Batman. He's like, oh god, I can't become them.
And that's like the craziest thing when he was in the movie studios. You know how he had the cells for the people infected with the Joker blood. And Tim Drake finally found that he's like, oh my god, the 6 cells for you. And he was like,
Secrets out.
I thought it was interesting was the one guy that was infected with the Joker blood kills the other ones.
oh my god.
And then he Bruce shows up and he kills himself. He's like, "You're gonna be the perfect Joker."
oh my god, that was
that was way too good. That was way too good.
There's so many good things about that movie.
I was like, okay, so we've got a plot twist. Bruce isn't going to he doesn't have as much of a problem to deal with. We've got this one Joker now, and then Joker sees Joker and Bruce Wayne, and he's like,
oh my god,
Eureka! This is beautiful, and then offs himself, and I was like, I can't, I cannot do
He
this.
realized you're going to be the perfect Joker.
I can't compare to you.
I don't need to be here anymore. And to have someone say that to you, to say you're going to be the perfect Joker, as someone who's
you
been
haven't wanted.
spending all of your time fighting the Joker,
You're like this.
Please no,
Take it back.
I don't want that.
Are there retries?
Have you guys done the Nightfall Protocol?
I haven't.
The first half.
The first, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I tried to do it. Well, I'm currently trying to do it. I'm trying to grind through all the missions, and then I almost finished the one with Riddler and Catwoman. But it was like, oh yeah, they finally beat me. Collect all of my trophies. And I was like,
Right?
oh my god.
Okay, I feel like this is a wonderful game. I love it. Easily one of the best Batman games. What?
No, I didn't like it. I feel like they're saying if you want this ending, you have to work for it.
Yeah, you have to work for it. But okay, 293 riddle puzzles, 293, almost 300 puzzles. That's ridiculous.
What I will say about the Nightfall Protocol is that it's absolutely worth whatever struggle it is. Now, as I said, I have not played these games. I have watched my brothers play these games. Daniel is absolutely crazy with the game, so he beat everything. He finished, beat 100% of the game. He's 190% of the game at this point. He's almost done with it a second time.
That is crazy.
My leaderboards are forever.
I watched the cutscene. I watched the cutscene with him with the Nightfall Protocol.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
Wait,
That's
the
so
full
good.
one?
Yeah, the full one.
I'm
It was
working on it.
So good.
I want it so badly.
I watched it. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. That's absolutely insane.
Oh my gosh, that makes me want to play it now, right now.
Well, luckily for you,
I'm gonna go home.
Well, you will have time to do that as soon as we end the podcast. And thank you, everyone here at Shit. Ayana needs to go home. And I need to go back to sleep and take some NyQuil. So, thank you guys for joining us on this Batman-filled episode of the NerdNest podcast. As usual, in the description of the YouTube video, our links to our social media, our site, our blog, everything is in the description, so you can check that out. Leave a comment, let us know who you want to see, what you want us to talk about, anything like that, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Batman. I'm Batman.
Dude, scale.
I'm Batman.